Hi there, my name's Stephen. If you haven't seen me before, this is my channel. I've been sober for 5 years now. I was drinking for a long time, had a few relapses. In the end, I had to stop for a number of reasons. And I'm just going to talk about living an alcohol-free life now, because my life was dominated really by alcohol. Even when I was a teenager, I wasn't dominated then, but I was drinking then, and it was something that I enjoyed doing. I know I can't drink again. I would never drink again. Because it ruined my life, really. It didn't ruin it, but nearly did. But living an alcohol-free life, I just go through a few of the points, most of which are quite easy to understand and probably common sense. But the biggest thing for me was my health, because your health in every way improves. You just feel better. You go to the doctors and everything's fine. Your blood pressure's down. You can do more. You feel better generally. You can help people when you want. You can do what you want. You can maybe change your job, or you can go for promotion. Every day you feel fresh. Every day you're not thinking, God, I'm going to have another drink out. I can't wait till lunchtime and maybe have a pint, cheeky pint somewhere and get off at 5 o'clock. So I need a drink and I'll be pleased to get changed and get out and all this sort of thing, and get on the lash. And weekends are coming, bank holidays. So living an alcohol-free lifestyle gives you a lot of choice, a lot of freedom. You can relax now. Just take it easy. I think when you drink, your life's a bit manic because you never sleep properly. Well, I never did. A typical day when I was drinking heavily would be to struggle out of bed. I'm not talking about when I was ill. I mean when I was just drinking heavily. Struggle out of bed about 11 o'clock. I mean, the day's gone, isn't it? Maybe make a bite to eat, wander down to the pub, see who's hanging about. Cause always felt a bit rough, a bit jaded, a bit detached, very anxious, all this sort of thing. And then I would have a couple of beers and maybe go and get a bit of shopping or whatever. And then pop back, have a couple more cans and go out at night. And that was basically my day, every day, for a long time. And it got worse and worse to the point I couldn't get out, and then I went hospitalised. But there's other videos about that. I'm trying to talk about the more upbeat things now, which are the benefits. So your health is much better. I feel as if I can walk and run, not run, try and run, go to the gym, get fit again. I'm much fitter than I was. Um, I've got good skin products. I eat very, very well. I have salads, I have fish. When I was drinking, I never ate things like that. Very rarely. I went for a meal. It would always be steak and chips or something with about 6 pints of Peroni, and then some more cans of beer to take home. I don't do that now. I can have anything to eat, and my taste buds are better. I can actually taste the food. All I wanted when I was drinking was, well, it's called kebabs, curries, Chinese meals and whatnot. You eat a much better diet, and everything seems to be calmer. Although I'm quite a calm person, my life was in chaos when I was drinking. I never got into any trouble with the law. I think I was on the law myself. Um, it was just chaotic. Marriage was chaotic. It was all caused by me when I look back. Because if I'd just been a bit more steady and a bit more focused, then it would have been a lot better. I'm much more focused on my life now. I know that I've got to sleep well. I know I've got to eat well. I know I've got to, drink plenty of water and look after my skin, after myself, and a bit of self-care. Get my teeth, I'll have my teeth done, and get my eyes checked. All this sort of thing. You neglect all that. When I was drinking, I didn't go to the dentist for 10 years. 10 years. Sometimes it's so under the weather, you just can't be bothered with anything like that. You couldn't bother to have a shower sometimes. So your health is the main thing, because without your health, there's nothing, is there? Your health is your wealth, really. I've covered the fitness bit there, but mental health is better. You're not feeling as anxious when you get a brown envelope through the letterbox. What the hell is that going to be? You can deal with anything. I'm not saying you won't have any problems when you're alcohol free, but you can deal with things. The problem is magnified. But when you drink it, everything's magnified. It's a huge problem, isn't it? It's like, God almighty, what's going to happen here? It's like, how can I cope with this? Now you just look at a letter or a problem, or somebody give you a call, and you think, right, I can sort that out. I can fix this, fix that, drive along and meet you. I couldn't even drive. few years ago. In fact, I could walk. So it gets to the point where you can actually, you're the strong one again. So I was strong when I was younger. And the alcohol weakens weakens your personality, weakens your body because you're physically dependent on it, aren't you? You know. So a typical day, and it would be a few more drinks, getting back to the drinking days. Night time, drink a few more, come back to the apartment, or a few cans of beer, try and eat something. Try to get a bit of rest and think tomorrow's going to be a better day, but tomorrow was always the worst day. It never gets any better. And then obviously that spiraled into a lot of issues, which I've talked about in some other videos. I'll cover it again in more detail, but it's quite long-winded. So the other thing that happens to you, you suddenly find you got a lot more money, because I think I was spending about £1,500 a month on alcohol in my heyday. It's a lot of cash then, a lot of money. And I think even a moderate drink will spend over £1,000. Now, what could you do with £1,000 a month? £12,000, buy a nice car. So you've got to look at all that sort of thing. And to dovetail the health side of things, nutrition is a big thing. I do a lot of cooking now. I cook really good food, and it's quite enjoyable doing that. Relationships with families better. I don't tend to have as much time as I did for the people I used to drink with. It gets a bit of a bore when you go to the pub and you only have 2 or 3 non-alcoholic beers, and they've been in since 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. I've never been in that sort of environment for a long time. I don't want to return to that because by the time you've got 2 or 3 alcohol-free beers, you're ready to go home, really. And so that's something I stay clear of a little bit. I still go and see people. I'm sober, confident, so I'm not worried about going to a pub. You will go for more restaurant meals as well when you're sober. Because like I said earlier, you can afford more. You can go to different places, you can diversify, you can travel again. And you find that maybe you return to some of the hobbies that you had when you were younger. I used to play the guitar when I was younger. I'm going to do that again. You can start new things, new activities. I'm going to start playing golf again, this sort of thing. Now, when I was drinking, I had no interest in that at all. If I'd had no interest in anything other than getting to the pub and then trying to have a better day the next day, and then the next day is never a better day, is it? So all of these things, together make a wonderful life, really. And I've never felt as good. It's the best decision that I've ever made to stop drinking, to be fair, because I know I wouldn't be here if I'd kept on. 2019 was my pivotal time when I was taken to hospital and told I was 50-50, whether I would live or die. But now everything's fine, and I'm living a really good life, a nice, healthy life. I've got a lot of positive outlook on life. Every day is a good day, which it was before I started drinking. Now I look back and I think how much that drink controlled me and made my life a misery. It actually made my life a misery miserable for everybody else, really, who was involved with me, because the amount of people used to say, can you just cut down a bit, stop. And I see some people I used to know in my hometown when I was a teenager, they're still there now. Some hadn't moved away. And they say, you were drinking a lot when you were 17. I drank more than all my friends. And it was a badge of honour in a way. And it just sounds stupid now, but I didn't have any ill effects. I never got drunk, really. I never fell over or did anything ridiculous, where people I know were all a bit crazy on it. Not all of them, but nobody could drink as much as me. I drank lager only as well. That's another issue. People think, oh, you've been a spirit drinker, or lots of wine, 3 bottles of wine. All I drank was lager. It'll creep up with you. Creep up on you, no matter what you drink. Because it's all poison at the end of the day, isn't it? And that's the reason I'm doing this channel, to try and get people to either cut down or hopefully stop. But when you're told you've got to stop for life, it can be a shock, especially when you've been used to the pub being your main outlet for socialising. Because I didn't do anything else for a long time. Just the pub, and that was it, which isn't good, is it? So focus on the future. You will have relapses if you do try and stop. Obviously, if you've got any medical issues and you must see a GP, don't try and stop if you're physically dependent or you feel you're physically dependent, get some advice from the GPs first. I'll give you some hints and tips on things because I've been through most scenarios that you'll come across being very ill. I mean, some are quite horrific, to be fair, which we'll go into at a later date. But it actually breaks down your body, and there's so many illnesses which are attributed to alcohol. You know, I had a good friend who's just had a stroke, same age as me. He'd been steady drinking all his life. He will have been totally cut down. He denies that, but he was drinking all the time. Bit like me, you're in denial. You think, "Oh, I'll be all right. I'll be all right." You're all right when you're 21. But I was speaking to one of the doctors at the specialist liver uh, clinic I was in a couple of years ago, and he said the damage with a lot of people is done when they're young and they don't realise. So it can come back and hit you. So get regular checks as well at the hospitals, or the doctor at least. And you know yourself when you feel well. You know, people say you look well. People say, look, you look terrible. So concentrating all about another little thing that I found beyond alcohol free, because I've got a bit more cash, I've got more flexibility, and you're able to go on holiday a lot more. Look after yourself, you know, because if you can't look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else. So if you like the videos, as I said, then subscribe, leave me a comment, and if there's anything in particular you want me to talk about, I pretty much guarantee I'd be able to cover it. And if I don't know the answer, we'll certainly find out for you. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.